The CFC!
CFC, that classic film channel. Death comes for us all, and all that remains is the dark, black void of nothingness and despair. Life is just the foyer, the gestating, raspy utterance before that long crawl to the final door. Spend that raspy utterance with us.
Out of Bounds, the true story of a true Hollywood true disaster. Episode 5, the final set.
How was the rest of the shoot? Hell. In a word. In 3 words. An ungodly hell. In 16 words. The most horrific, morally reprehensible, and vile experience I ever incurred in my career as a performer. 17, sorry. That's a nice little intro for you.
1,000 hours of footage was filmed. All unusable.
It wasn't the worst thing I'd ever been involved with. The cover-up of that maid I killed was pretty bad. But film-wise, yes, undoubtedly.
Did you just confess to murder?
Statute of limitations. It's been 5 months. It doesn't count anymore.
A budget inflation over 4 times over the original conceived figure.
It was pretty bad, but I was just happy to not be alone, even if it was only for a year. And the rest of my life has been a miserable, empty void.
Set walkouts were a daily occurrence, along with violent outbursts from crew, cast, and even craft services.
Lucio ran the set like Himmler. Weirdly, many of the same tactics were used.
5 deaths.
Hey, look, no animals were harmed, so give me a break.
What about the horse from the polo sequence?
What about the horse? It didn't die.
It was still harmed.
Okay, 1 horse, give me a break. The fucking thing wasn't Secretariat.
Yeah, maybe I was a little pissed. I like to imbibe a little wine from time to time. So what? The only time I ever left set was when I had to piss. And sometimes not even then. Just let it flow. Like the Nile. I had enough piss to fill the Nile.
Most of the script was night shoots, so with Maurice plastered by 2 o'clock in the afternoon each day, I had to return to my old days of directing. Look, ask anything. The whole thing was a blur. Everyone was drunk, sunburned, and fucked. I'm amazed you've gotten anything out of any of them at all.
Lucio was right for the most part. What I managed to collect information-wise from the actual time of filming was blurry at best. A bizarre collection of vague reminiscences and disparate anecdotes. From these, I did manage to make some sort of outline of a shoot in my head, but for you, dear listener, some of these stories are simply best told as they were first told to me, right from the horse's mouth. Not the one Lucio maimed, of course.
I remember the fact that Billy, the stud, hadn't learned any of his lines. He kept informing us of how he didn't need to, how his humor was natural and impulsive and all that sort of such thing. So I leveled with him and I say, boy, I've worked them all. I've worked with the funniest fellas ever, and they all learnt their lines first, Johnny. He looked me straight in the face and said something inane or something, and I looked at him right back and said, shall we make love? We made passionate sex in my trailer every single day of that shoot. Now, I bet you didn't see that coming at the end of the tale.
Yeah, me and Barbara used to screw around a little. I was a kept man, more or less. She would buy me fine foods, give me cash in hand. It was basically Sunset Boulevard.
Except, of course, she didn't shoot you in the end.
Oh, no, she did. My ex-wife came to set one day to pick up some money because that's all she ever fucking did. And while she was there, Barbara saw her and then just went gun crazy.
I thought it was empty. It was supposed to be a joke, is what I said to the reporters. Of course, in reality, he got what he deserved. No, that's not true either. If he was dead, then he would have gotten what he deserved.
You still in contact with Billy?
Of course I am. He's the best sex I've ever had. When you're older, Missy, you'll realize good cock is few and far between. He comes over once a month and is paid a delicate amount for his works. I have around 12 gigolos currently, but Billy will always be my favorite boy.
Look, I tried in vain as best as I could to get the film back on track, but this was all, of course, like a little blonde sailor boy with buttery fingers trying to unscrew a pickle jar whilst wearing a top hat. But it was worth a shot.
I'm sorry, is that a phrase you just made up?
No, people say worth a shot all the time.
What do I remember from this set? Not much. I remember attempting to get some comedy out of you terrible American actors. It's tough with a language barrier, so I acquired a riding crop from my brother, who is a jockey, and a BDSM enthusiast. He could not get off the ground floor as a dominator, what with the height and all. Anyway, when I couldn't get my direction across, out came the crop. Whip, whip, you understand? It is how you say discipline that most actors lack. It was known for me to crop and whip many of the cast and crew, and apparently this is how you say violent assault. I didn't realize you were also little bitches.
You know what I remember most? The laughter. Everybody was laughing all the time.
Because it was so much fun to film?
Oh, God no. People were scared of the bikers running security. All of them were trying to get so much onto Lucio's good side that they would hit in the face anybody who wasn't laughing.
What follows is candid audio from the set between Jiminy, the leader of the biker gang, and Jimmy Zadan.
Yo, bitch. Yeah, you goofy motherfucker.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, you bitch. Why the fuck ain't you laughing? This is a comedy.
Well, we're shooting. They wouldn't be able to use the footage if I was laughing.
Bitch, shut your ass up.
You want me to shut my ass up like seal it?
What you talking about Shamu for, you dumbass bitch? Yeah, bitch, laugh your booty wild while you're at it. Bitch.
Who the fuck is laughing? You just ruined our date.
It was this bitch here. Can I throw him off the set?
Yes, please. Make sure that goofy Goliath lands funny when you toss him off.
Look, man, I ain't doing that.
No, you must be confused. I want you to, how you say, masturbate him to completion.
Above all, I remembered the heat. Iraq was never going to be the most hospitable place to shoot a Hollywood comedy. But there we were, dodging balls and dodging bullets. You can't say we didn't try our best.
I remember Milton coming home one night in a full hijab he'd acquired, and he said to me very plainly, "This movie will be the death of me." Then he poured himself a very large gin and lit a cigar, and I said back to him, very sarcastically, "Sure, the movie." I was very proud of that. Because of the gin.
What do I remember most? Are you kidding? It was the whole Celia affair. Are you kidding me? That's enough for a whole podcast in itself.
They've already made it.
And you still went ahead with this? Cecilia Sayward, Gloria Mitchum. That's what I remember most about Fresh Balls.
As we all know, the role of Mindy DeWanton was ultimately played by Playboy bunny Susie Cassie.
It was the role of a lifetime, as in, it was the only role of my lifetime.
But of course, for the first 50 days of filming, someone else was in that role. Another fresh-faced Playboy bunny star, Cecilia Seward.
I had this lawyer at the time that was part of my female mistrust team.
Your what?
It ain't the 50s anymore. Women are sneaky. I've never trusted a single woman in my life apart from Hurdy, and even then it was dicey. So I have a team of the best lawyers money can pay, always on hand to do background checks and intensive surveillance on any woman I plan to hire or come into contact with.
That's disgusting and immoral.
These things need to be in place, hence to avoid any possible issues that could arise with a woman on a set. Lies, general conniving, sneakiness, nagging, putting on weight. Oh, I could go on forever.
Please don't. And it's always the same. People do this work for you.
It's a rotating team that I change out after every major female inquisition. Okay, Daisy girl, look at it this way. Dirty laundry is dirty because someone stained it. You got to have a rotation. You got to wash your sheets at least once a week.
I wash my sheets once a month.
And you call me disgusting and immoral, sheesh.
Lucio, what did they find out about Cecilia?
Don't you mean Gloria fucking Mitchum?
My name is Gloria Mitchum, president of the Free Pussy Party. We want so much more than equal rights. We want a pure female race. No more penises. Just a free world of pussy. Right pussy now. Down with dick. All men are to be killed promptly. It was a statement. I didn't want to kill all men. I did, but for brevity's sake, I'll just say it was a statement. A piece of satire, not unlike Swift. It was the killed promptly rally that led to Hugh's statement.
Hugh, of course, being Hugh Heffner.
Look, every single day I got to go up against more of these girls. What don't they understand? There isn't a single person alive who doesn't love pussy more than me, and to answer your question, no, you do not have to be a woman-hating woman to be a bunny. You just gotta look great, baby, and I'm looking for fresh talent all the time, and hell, if one of those pussy women looks good in a one-piece, they can come on down too.
I mean, come on. How was I not gonna do it?
So you guessed it. Gloria Mitchum donned a new outfit and an alias to match. Cecilia Seward. Penelope Dybel, writer of Gloria, the original undercover agent.
Gloria's work going undercover onto the set of Fresh Balls is not only what made me want to be a critic and writer on film, but also what made me want to be a feminist. Before that, I wasn't convinced.
However, not everybody felt the same way about Cecilia / Gloria's scheme, including Fresh Balls fan club treasurer Trevor Trove.
She's why I hate women. Well, no, there's many reasons, but she is one of them. One of the big ones, for sure.
Everybody was on Gloria's side, obviously. Everybody apart from Lucio. However, despite the efforts of his female mistrust team, Lucio never found out about Cecilia's true nature until she revealed it to him.
I can see her clear as day. I remember it so plainly because it's the only time in my entire life that a woman has ever bested me.
She got up on this table and suddenly screamed, "I am no bunny!" And I thought, great, the kids have been at the drugs again. I just screamed at her, toast glass raised, "Good for you!" It was an excuse for a drink, which was the important part.
My first thought was, shit, I've hit on her so many times. I can't even remember the amount of massages I asked for, myself only barely robed.
Then she went ahead, and for the good of us all, read aloud her manifesto.
The basic outline was that I was going to release an article outlining the extreme horrors of what had occurred on that set. In particular, the manner in which women are addressed when they speak.
And I said, "You lying fucking bitch. I never said a sorry word to you. Now get the fuck off of my set."
I mean, you can't write it.
I believe my parting word was, "Have fun getting out of Iraq." But apparently, and I never knew this, people like these crazy bitches. And she'd already lined up express travel out of there. I rang Hugh straight away.
We have the tape of this phone call.
Hugh! What the fuck, buddy?
What is it? Who is it?
It's Lucio, you robe-wearing motherfucker.
Look, Lucio, you can't keep calling me every time you get laid. I don't give a shit.
No, it's that goddamn Cecilia woman.
The feminist?
What?
The frumpy chick, the Gloria Steinem knockoff.
You knew?
Of course I did.
Why the hell did you give it to me?
Oh, well, I thought you knew.
Why the hell did you not tell me?
Well, I had to get back at you somehow for the seals in my pool prank you pulled.
That's funny. 6 large seals in your pool is funny.
Not when they all die because I'm in Cuba for the month and I come back to my mansion to find 6 rotting seals.
That was so funny.
Okay. It was funny.
You know what the best part is?
What?
I knew you were in Cuba.
Stop. I'm gonna piss my pants. Oh, it's fine. I'll send you over another girl. You're still down in Miami?
No, we've moved a couple of miles.
Orlando?
Iraq.
Even the bikers didn't last the whole shoot.
Yeah, those inbred bastards left after a couple of months in Iraq. They only left the set, of course. They didn't leave the country. They loved the place, said it was finally a place where violence is the only language. Of course, it was the only language for them because anybody who didn't speak English to them, they struck her down.
I really don't remember much of anything. I was absolutely blitzed, and the Iraqi heat drove us all slowly close to death by the end.
It seems that nobody really remembers much of the actual shoot.
Isn't that the whole point of the show?
It was supposed to be.
But everyone was out of their mind on uppers, downers, liquor, anything they could get their hands on. We couldn't drink the water. The least alcoholic thing we drank was beer. I wasn't sober for an entire year. Nobody was. Jimmy was the only one who never took a thing, and, well, just ask him how that worked out.
Well, I lost close to 3/4 of my body weight from what the doctor described as an inorganic and inhumane amount of constant diarrhea. I was quite literally shitting myself thin. But beer gives me a mild headache, so it was better this way.
And just like that, the film wrapped shooting.
There was no rap party. The whole shoot was a rap party.
Lucio, we know about the Farhadi yacht party.
You do?
Yes, we do.
Well, then you know we had the best fucking rap party the world has ever seen.
If I remember rightly, the capacity of the ship would have been somewhere around the 100 mark.
We had over 500 people on board.
We spent so much time in the intense heat that I thought we needed to be somewhere cold. So we headed out from Iraq to New York. As a trans-Pacific Indian Atlantic cruise, we went a long way.
The yacht was lent to Lucio from Farhadi, I believe. Well, no, I know. The thing was called Farhadi's Assmaster.
Yes, I remember the yacht.
Are you ready to go back, Barbara?
It's been 50 years and I can still smell the fresh paint. The sex towels have never been used. They said that the Assmaster was the ship of dreams, and it was. It really was.
I was the captain, and although I had never sailed a boat in my entire life and didn't know how to, I've always wanted to. So that's as good as.
So there we were in the middle of the Atlantic. I was wearing 4 different layers to attempt to avoid hypothermia. And after all, I was like 10 pounds soaking wet. As I would soon find out.
So we passed Ireland on our way back to New York, and 600 of our passengers were Irish stowaways. That didn't have to hide for long because Lucio invited them up for the party.
I ended up below deck, actually, with these guys. They were absolutely crazy, drinking Guinness, dancing, so of course I invited them up on top deck.
It was the 3rd night of sailing when, on the horizon, Barbara saw what would eventually strike the yacht and lead to a great tragedy of the sea for the many models, Iranian terrorists, Irish stowaways, and A to D list celebrities on board. An iceberg right ahead.
Now you have to remember, this was before the movie Titanic had been made, so nobody really knew that that was a thing that had happened.
I was immediately shook with fear. I couldn't believe what I was seeing.
I screamed as loud as I could. Iceberg right ahead! But everyone thought I was joking. What the fuck is the joke there? You know what'd be funny? If there was an iceberg right now. Who thinks that?
Well, I was below again with a beautiful model. The best sex of my life, I swear to God.
You weren't at your post? You were the captain.
Do you know nothing of the seas? The captain always goes down on the ship. Come on, Daisy.
The iceberg struck around 11:35 p.m., just about when Nile Rodgers and Chic began their first set.
Yeah, I got Nile on board to play for the party. He doesn't take my calls anymore.
Immediately, the yacht began flooding at a rapid rate. Chaos began almost immediately. What follows is audio taken from Lucio's tape recorders hidden on the ship. What is in this montage of sound, many may find distressing, and many more will find eerily reminiscent of the motion picture Titanic.
Get back, or else I'll shoot you all like dogs.
Jimmy, you don't have a gun.
They don't know that. I'm scared.
I will not die with the secret of JFK's killer unknown.
Barbara, you've already told us all.
Wendy, I've always loved you.
Oh, Jimmy, that's nice. Look over there, a lifeboat.
Where? Wendy? Where did you go?
Oh, come on, guys. They didn't listen to us in Iraq either. Come on, something upbeat. It'll keep us warm. Here we go. Freak out!
I don't know about you, but I intend to write a very strongly worded letter to Aswar Fahadi after all of this.
Sarah!
James, I jump back on for you.
You're so stupid, Sarah! You're so stupid!
You jump, I jump.
No, seriously, you're so stupid. You were on a boat. You were out of here. What if later we're both fighting over the same piece of wood to stay afloat? You could have been home and dry, and I would have been with you. 3 days later, max. Now here we are. Okay, let's just get back in the queue for the boats.
I always win, James.
Oh, great, this fucking guy again. Your crazy fiance who now has a gun, apparently. Even better.
I put the diamond in the coat. I put the coat on her!
What diamond? I threw that away into the ocean.
I forgot. They cured world hunger, didn't they? That necklace is worth millions.
Come here, gutter snipe!
Oh, look, pal, just fucking shoot me.
Let me through. I have a child. Where the fuck did she go?
It's so wet in here.
Okay, we're all gonna take it down now, 'cause it looks like we're all gonna die. This is Nearer My God to Thee, Funk It Up!
I contacted Fahadi right away, and we managed to get all above-the-line talent on his private jet that flew over and picked us all up.
I contacted James Cameron to ask him whether the sinking of the Ass Master was an influence on his film Titanic. James Cameron.
I'm sorry, what did you just say?
It was the night of the sinking that I made passionate love with a Greek boy named Demario. He had the most beautiful tan, muscular arms and the best cock of my life. Just don't tell Billy I said that. He saved me that day.
We never found anything on a Demario. There's no record of him at all.
No, there wouldn't be, would there? And I've never spoken of him until now, not to anyone. Not even my last husband, because that would be pretty weird, actually. But sometimes I can still feel him. A woman's vagina is a deep ocean of mysteries. But now you know that there was a man named Demario Azagario, something Greek, and he saved me that night. And before that made my face go numb and absolutely left me drained. He saved me in every way a person can be saved, and fucked me in every way a person can be fucked. I don't even have a picture of him, or his legs. He exists now, with his Wunderschlong, only in my memory.
By the time the survivors were back on American soil, the first thing they were greeted by was Gloria's article.
Nobody gave a shit about the article. He just left 500 people in the middle of a freezing ocean to die. Fortunately, the rescue boats arrived in time. At least Lucio got what he deserved, and he went to prison.
Gloria. Lucio got off with a $10,000 fine for trespassing in ocean space without a permit.
If we all got together and killed him, we could get away with it.
Gloria, we're recording.
I know! This is a call to anybody listening.
Lucio eventually found his way into an LA editing suite with just himself, 10 mason jars of his own urine for good luck, enough coke to kill a large horse, and over 1,000 hours of completely unusable footage. 4 months later, Lucio saw sunlight again. And what did he have to show for his time in his bunker? 85 minutes of pure trash.
Then I needed to get a hit song. It was the 80s, so legally I was obligated to offer the opportunity to Kenny Loggins to write the main theme, but he declined. The first time he ever declined writing the theme for an 80s film. So then I wanted to find somebody who epitomized sex, who epitomized working class values, who reeked of sweat and a hard day's work. I wanted somebody fucking masculine, hard fucking core man. I remember meeting Bruce at Milton Berle's Clinton inauguration bash, and so I made the call.
We managed to contact Mr. Springsteen and ask him what he recalled of this encounter.
Well, he lied to me, man. He told me it was a film about the working man. About the plight, you know. Lied through his teeth. That reminds me of my first boss. Back in the lumber mill in Jersey. I worked all day and all night for a dime. But back then we had something nobody has anymore. We had a dream. But that's a lie. Everybody has a dream. Dreams will never die. And neither will the working man. 1, 2, 3, 4, huh!
In the end, we got the second sexiest super masculine singer-songwriter available. We got Randy Newman.
Okay, Randy. Fresh balls. Take 1.
Oh, yeah. Oh. Everybody's playing tennis, looking for a game. Everybody's playing the field, looking for a dame. Stick some money, stick some balls. That's the aim of it all. Get a shower, get them clean. Gotta have fresh balls. You gotta have fresh balls. All alone in your service game, at the line waiting for a serve. All alone in your little world, waiting for an ace. Just take your place. This is the worst song I've ever written.
And then the film was finally complete. It was time for the premiere, and from the tales of exuberance you've heard thus far, you'd think it would be another grand affair worthy of its own episode. And yet, it was not. Not a single person showed. No critics, no stars, no crew. Just Lucio. All alone in the second biggest movie theater in America.
For any man other than me, that would have been a moment of reckoning. But I need a lot of leg room, so I really didn't mind.
The film was a huge commercial and critical failure, making nowhere near the figure it cost to make. For the most part, Fresh Balls was over. Its entire production company scattered to the winds. Game, set, match. But much like crop circles, missing planes, or movie musicals, these oddities often have a way of creeping their way into the modern world with little justification. Back in the mainstream. In our final episode, we will explore the vast legacy of where the film went after its release and where its stars, writers, and producer are now. Game, set, match.
You just said that part.
How are you still here?
You've been listening to Out of Bounds, the true story of a true Hollywood true disaster. Episode 5, The Final Set. Directed and edited by Thomas Carruthers. Written by Thomas Carruthers with additional material by Rhian, Holmes and William Leggetter. This episode's cast: Ava Robinson as Daisy Goldman, Charlotte Linigham as Nile Rodgers and news anchor, David Whiting as Billy Stone and James Cameron, Kirsten Fraser as Helena Nayman and Gloria Mitchum, Jay Reef as Milton Hopkins and Jiminy, Jazmine Dorton as Lucy O'Neill, Meg Bradley as Wendy Cruz, Rhian Holmes as Barbara Hooper and Susie Cassie, Thomas Carruthers as Lucio Lapine, Jimmy Zadan, Randy Newman and Bruce Springsteen, William Atterton as Stephen Curtis, William Leggetter as Maurice Lupet and Hugh Heffner, with Oleonge Tandozen as Shirley Pisser, Katrina Unit as Penelope Dibble, Bailey Amons as Trevor Trove, Josh Bellwood as male Titanic lover who isn't named Jack, Natalie Thorne as female Titanic lover who isn't named Rose, and Sal Booth engineer, with Thomas Carruthers as jealous Titanic fiancé who isn't named Cal, and Andrew Michael Ragg as the voice of the CFC. This show has original music by Alex Reeve and Mike Whiting, Randy Newman's theme tune for Fresh Balls written by Mike Whiting. Further music curation by Thomas Carruthers and Alex Reeve, acquired under a Creative Commons license. This show is produced by Rhian Holmes, with artwork as well as the theme for the Classic Film Channel by William Leggetter. Certain sound effects performed by the Royal Court Theatre Vocal Effects and Foley Society.
We thank you sincerely for listening and hope you tune in for the next and final episode, Game, Set, Match.
Got nobody on my court, looking like we might have bought. Rain is falling all around, ain't nobody made a sound. Serve is up and serve is over. In the box, my team never ran over. Game is over, have to hurry. Just look out for Judith Murray. I got more if you'd like.
No, God, no. Randy, no. Please, that's more than enough. We've been through some shit, me and you, Randy?
Sure have.
But I know through thick and thin, no matter what, you've got a friend in me.
Hey, that could work. I love LA.